everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I am so happy to be with you all yet again. To all of my subscribers, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you so very much. And to everyone else, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you do, I hope you would also consider subscribing yourself, because I would love to have you here with me, a part of my big old YouTube family. Okay, so before I get to the main part of the video, let me go ahead and share with you my bag of the day. And today's choice is my Dooney & Bourke, what do you call this? Medium Russell in the color denim. Yes, y'all, this is the bag I decided to use today because it is, well, let me back up. I had been in my, what do you call it? Oh Lord, what's the name of this bag? This one. I had been in this bag for a week, my New York Giants bag for a week, and yeah, it was time to move out of that. But today, they had their game today, so I'm all geared up. I have on all of my New York Giants stuff, and I just didn't want to move back into that bag. So I decided to use this one because it's a shade of blue. So I decided to use this one today. I had to run out, run a couple of errands. So yeah, I moved into this, and as you can see, this bag is so big, it was able to handle 2 charms. So I put on here my Dooney & Bourke Sunblock, and then I also added, because it added a nice big old pop of color, my Coach tassel, rainbow tassel. I'm sure that's not the name, but to me it looks like a rainbow, so that's what I call it. And let me just quickly show you what I have on the inside of it. And it's kind of messy because I just came in from the park. Today was such a beautiful day. I ended my afternoon up in the park, and yeah, so this is what I have. For starters, I had my book in there, but of course I did not get a chance to read it. Yeah, it was so much stuff going on in the park, I didn't have time to read that book. Oh, I know what else I was doing. I was actually watching my New York Giants today on my phone in the park. We won. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked here. Okay, so that's item number 1. And then I also had my little toiletry bag with all of my sanitizing stuff. I had that in there. I also I decided, and I wanted to, again, keep everything bright and colorful. So for my catch-all, I don't know the name of this, but I've had it for a while. I picked it up from somewhere. I don't know where. I can't remember. My mind is not like it used to be. But I'm using this for my catch-all today. And in there I just have all of my usual things that I always have. You've all seen before. And then in the slip pocket I have my shades. And then I also have my eyeglasses. And then I also have in here my blue light blockers. Hey, I just remember I watched that whole game on my phone and didn't have my glasses on. Lordy. Okay, and then for my electronics, I decided to use my little nylon pouch from Dooney & Bourke in the color fuchsia. And I had my keys on the side here. I'm not going to take those off. And then I had some tissue. This is the mask that I had on today. More tissue, and this is coming out of the big slip pocket on the back of the bag. And then in the back zip I have my gum. And then I always keep my tag my luggage tag that came with this bag. I always keep it in the zip section so I never lose it. And let's see what else. I have nothing else in the front slip pockets. Now in the park today, I got so comfortable. I took my shoes, my sneakers, and my socks off because whenever I go to the park, I always have my chair, and then I also lay out a blanket so my feet don't touch the grass or the turf, because I'm usually over by the football field, and I don't like for my feet to touch that turf. So I always have my blanket down, and then on beautiful days like today, I get real comfortable. I took off my sneakers and my socks. So now I finally, today, for the first time, I used, because I thought it went beautifully with this bag, I used my Dooney & Bourke, and I always forget the name. This is the DD75, I think, zip around wallet. My very first time using it, and I've had it about a month now. And yeah, I think it went beautiful with this bag. So this was my bag of the day and all of my stuff that I had in it. I have a requested video, and this has been, I'm so late with getting this recorded and filmed. This request came from Sunspear. She's one of my followers. She and I sometime will have a whole conversation in the comments, just talking about handbags, and then it'll spill over into other things. I just love communicating with her. It feels as if I've known her forever, and I just know her from being a part of the YouTube community. So Sunspear, finally, please forgive me for taking so long, but I am finally getting around to your request, which is the most important features that I like in a handbag. I took some notes so that I wouldn't forget anything. I am going to be sharing with you all my thoughts on this subject, and then well, let's just go from there. The first thing that is always important to me when I'm considering purchasing a bag is the size. And for those of you that follow me and watch my videos quite often, you would see that most of my bags are totes. So I like the not the huge totes, but the medium to smaller size totes. I love those type of bags. My favorite tote for the longest time, it is my Dooney & Bourke Leisure Shopper. Now, I don't have to explain because you all are fully aware of how much I love this bag. It's just, I just love my Leisure Shopper. I love the coated canvas, the coated cotton. I love the print of it. I also have this bag in white. I love the trim. I just love the ease of carry that I get when I use this bag. So, okay, so now I can't bring myself to say it, but this was my favorite tote bag. And that was up until about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And that is because I welcomed a new size tote, a different type tote into my collection. And let me show you what it is. Okay, y'all. This bag here, this tote, which is my Dooney & Bourke East-West Shopper. I can't tell you how in love I am with this bag. When I first got it, when I first opened it out of the box, I was a little concerned because I didn't think I was gonna like this type of nylon, but I understand now after carrying it for a while. I understand why Dooney & Bourke chose this type of nylon, which is more, I think to me it's more like the cabriolet versus the type of nylon that they use for the Wayfarer totes, because the Wayfarer totes, that nylon, it's more silkier and it's a lot more smoother, but that nylon has no structure to it at all. And if this bag was made out of that type of nylon, this bag would be completely useless, because once you set it down, it was just completely puddle and just puddle to the surface. And you know how when sometimes you've had bags and you lay them down on the table or on the surface and they just completely collapse and you can see everything in your bag? that's what this would be like if this was made out of that other type of nylon. So now again, after carrying this bag for a couple of weeks, I can appreciate this type of fabric that they use to make this bag. It's a little smaller than the Leisure Shopper, and I didn't think I would love that, but I do. And that is because it doesn't protrude on each side of my arm as much, and it's just not quite as much bag. And then with this one, because it is a little bit smaller, once I put my things in there, because I'm not one to always carry a whole lot of stuff, when I put my things in this one and I go to reach in, I don't have to fish around a whole lot just to put my hand on what I'm looking for. Whereas with this one, because I'm the type that don't carry a whole bunch of things, when I do use it, especially like if I'm driving and I have it in the front seat next to me and I'm trying to find something without taking my eyes off the road, I find myself doing that, trying to find what I'm looking for. Not that I mind, because again, I will always love this bag. But since buying this one, I noticed that just that smaller of a difference makes a big difference. And when I'm driving, I mean, again, I have to feel around, but it's not like I'm reaching into the abyss trying to find what I'm looking for. This one is the ideal purse for me regarding size. Okay, so for the second thing that I look for in a bag before I purchase, I love bags that have some sort of security across the top of it. And for me, I love zip top closures. And oh well, let me just show you here. Going back to my Leisure Shopper, this bag here, not only is it a tote, but I get that extra security if I want to. Not that I very often do, but if I ever need to zip my items up, I have the security right there, zip it up, and everything is safe. And usually the only time I'll do that is when I'm in the airport. That's when I will zip it up. But normally, just everyday use or day-to-day use, I usually just carry my bags just like this. I never zip them. I just never do. So for my third feature that I look for, and you guys, I chose these two bags. I'm gonna go back and forth between my Leisure Shopper and my East-West Shopper, because both of these pretty much has everything that I like to look for in a bag when I go to purchase one. So the third thing, what I love to have, I mean, it's not an absolute must, but if I see it, if it has it, it's a really, really big plus for me. Going back to the East-West Shopper, is when it has contrasting color. I can't tell you how much I love that. And as you can see here, the bag is brown. It's trimmed in the lighter brown leather. The top of it is trimmed front and back. I love contrasting colors. To me, it just adds a beautiful pop to the bag. It just brings the bag alive to me when it has contrasting color. And yeah, I love a bag that has contrasting color. Okay, so for the fourth feature that I look for, and in the beginning, this wasn't important to me at all, but as time went on, it became one of the most important things to me. And that is, going back to the Leisure Shopper, that is this little thing right here, the key leash. I have completely fallen in love with having handbags with a key leash. And whenever I find myself in a bag that isn't Dooney & Bourke and it doesn't have a key leash on it, I'm completely lost, because the first thing that I do whenever I'm preparing to carry a bag for a few days, the first thing that I do is attach my keys to the key leash. And I know when I'm carrying this, it's a unconscious habit that I have. Whenever I carry my handbag, I always carry the front of the bag facing outward. And this part is against my body, this part is facing outward. So whenever I do get ready to reach into my handbag for my keys, I always know, reach in on the right hand side and I'll always be able to find my keys. At first, I never used it, but once I began to, it's like it's a must, because to me, having my keys attached to this leash is kind of like a security. If I drop my handbag, I don't have to worry. I mean, everything else could go flying, but if I drop my handbag, I know my keys are not going to fall down a sewer or a manhole cover or something like that. My keys are always going to be attached to my handbag. So that is why I love this so much. Okay, so now for the fifth thing that I look for in a handbag. And let me see if I have, I forgot to pull out. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so now for the fifth thing that I look for in a handbag. Whenever I purchase a satchel, and I have one right here, it's my side pocket satchel. I'll use this one for demonstration. Whenever I purchase a satchel, I always like to have the option, even if it doesn't come with it, I love to, it must have the option for me to add a shoulder strap, because primarily when I am carrying a satchel, most of the time I do carry by the top handles, but there's always at some point during the day, if I'm out in a store, grocery store, restaurant, or in ladies' room, at some point during that day, I'm always gonna need my shoulder strap, even if it's just for a few moments, because at some point I have to be hands-free, whether I'm in a public bathroom and I'm washing my hands, or if I'm in a grocery store and I need to reach for something. I'm one, and I see women do this all the time, and it just makes me cringe when I see it. But they'll have their handbag in their grocery cart, sitting on top of the grocery cart in the top little bin, and then they'll walk away and walk down the aisle to pick up something, and they'll leave their handbag sitting in the cart open. I'm like, oh my gosh, I never ever do that. Whenever I walk away from my cart, this bag, my handbag, comes with me. Either I have it handheld, but usually if in the grocery store, that's when I need to be hands-free, and just for that moment, I'll lift this up, throw the shoulder strap over my shoulder, and take my bag with me. So that's why it's important for me when I purchase a satchel, either it comes with a shoulder strap, or in some way I'm able to add my own shoulder strap to it. So that's the fifth thing that I look for in a handbag. Okay, now for the sixth thing that I look for in a handbag. For that one, for demonstration, I am going to have to go back to my bag of the day. And that sixth item that I look for, but it's not a must, but I like to have it. I love to have some sort of outside zipper, like you see here on this medium Russell here. And again, I very seldom use them. Like right now, I have nothing in this outside zip pocket, but just knowing that it's there for me to use it if I need it is a big plus for me. And not only that, to me, it just adds more beauty to the bag, especially when the bag is one color and then the zipper is a different. Again, contrasting color. The seventh thing that I look for in a handbag, now again, this is not a must, it's more for cosmetic reasons. I just love the look of it and the sound of it. And that is, I love when a handbag has feet on the bottom. Again, to me, and this is just my personal opinion, having feet on the bottom of the bag, even though Dooney and Burke advertise it as being what do they call it? In other words, keeping your bottom of your bag clean because it has feet so it doesn't touch the surface. That ain't true, because if that were true, our bags that have feet on them wouldn't get corner wear. But as you can see here with this one, even with the feet, when you sit this bag down on any surface, the whole bottom of the bag, I mean, the whole thing, it touches the surface. So to me, the feet, they really don't serve a purpose at all, but I still love to have them because, again, I love the look. And primarily, you're not going to be able to, I'm not going to be able to demo that here, but when you put it down, I love that clicking sound that it makes. Call me weird, but I do. I love that that clicking sound that the feet make when you put it down on the surface. I just do. But yeah. Now, there is one bag that I have that has all of those features. And I am about to show you. Oh, wait, no, I take it back. It has all of those features except for one. And I'll show you what that is. Hold on. Okay, so now that one bag that has everything except for the one, that would be this one here. My Dooney and Burke Camden tote. And this one here, I have two. I have it in taupe, which I've used a few times, and then I have it in this color here, which is black. And this one, I've had it over a year, but I've never used it. And that's another, I'll tell you that story in a moment. But as you can see, this one here, it is a tote of nice size. It's not as big as the Leisure Shopper, and I'm not sure what it compares to as far as size with the East West Shopper. But yes, it's not as big as the Leisure Shopper. And as you can see, it has feet on the bottom. It has an outside zipper with contrasting color here, and it has a top zip closure. It has everything that I like in a handbag, and of course, like all Dooney and Burkes, on the right hand side, there's my what do you call it, key leash. This bag has everything. So now, the reason why I haven't used this bag yet, this particular one, this color, and that is because of my mom. My mother, when she saw my taupe color one, she absolutely loved it. So we ordered her one in black. That was over a year ago. My mother has not moved out of that bag since she got it. I'm so sick and tired of looking at this bag in the color black. Every time you walk out the door, where's my Dooney and Burke? This is why I haven't used mine yet. And in fact, I don't know if I ever will, because y'all, I just simply can't do it. I can't do it. That is everything that I had to share with you all regarding the most important features that I look for in a handbag when I'm considering purchasing one. However, I would love to see what some of you guys like, or what you look for in a handbag when you're considering purchasing one. I've never created a tag video, but what I would like to do, I'll have a list of names of some ladies that I would love to see what your thoughts are on a handbag when you're considering purchasing one, and anyone else that would like to join in and share what their thoughts are when they're considering purchasing a handbag. So with that, you all, that is everything that I have today. So I have to go now, because I wanted to do this video as quickly as I could because it is Sunday and my boys won this afternoon. I'm so happy about that. We finally got a win, but now, who is it? The Patriots and Tampa Bay, they're about to play, and this is Brady's first time back in New England. Now, I'm not a fan of either team, but I have to give props where they're due. Tom Brady, when you are good, you are good. And this is his first time back at his former home, and I'm just excited. I want to see what that game is. I just want to see that game. Yeah, so y'all, I gotta go because it's gonna be starting shortly. So as always, everyone, thank you so much for coming by, spending your time with me. I appreciate you all so very much. And until next time, everyone, have a blessed week. Bye-bye.